Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in today's episode, my match report for Hull KR versus Wigan Warriors, and a match report from Castleford Tigers versus Salford Red Devils, and reports of abuse to 7-year-old Catalans fan. So on to the first game, which was live on Sky Sports, and that was Hull KR hosting Wigan Warriors. And this is how the two teams lined up. I know we didn't do this last night, so we're doing it today. Hull KR first, as we see Lachlan Coote starting at fullback with Sam Wood starting on the right wing. Then it's the normal backline that you see for Hull KR with Brad Takarangi, Sean Kenny-Dow, Ryan Hall being supported and fed by Mikey Lewis and Jordan Abdul. In the forwards, Albert Vete, Jez Litton starts ahead of Matt Parcells, who is on the bench, George King, Kane Lynette, Matty Staunton comes in, and also Corbin Sims. On the bench, we've got, as well as Parcell, Jimmy Carnhorse, Greg Richards, and the debutant Frankie Halton. For the Wigan side, a returning Jay Fields plays at fullback with Liam Marshall, Kai Pearce-Paul, Ian Thornley on his second debut, Jake Bibby being fed by Cade Cust on debut with Thomas Lulai in the halfbacks. Brad Singleton, Sam Powell and Cade Ellis on debut are in the front row, with the back three at the scrum, Liam Farrell, John Bateman and Willie Isa. There's a place on the bench for Zach Hardacre, who's not sure where he's going to fit in this side this year, considering that Kai Pearce-Paul has gone on as a centre before him. Patrick Magoo actually starts on the bench with Morgan Smithies and Liam Byrne. So we go into the first half, and it was Wigan that's got the ball rolling when it came to the scoreboard. Wigan had just entered the Hull KR half, and on the last tackle it was a Cust kick to the corner which Sam Wood put down, and it was Jake Bibby who picked it up to just put down and score the first try of the game. Hull KR came roaring back though, as Jez Litton firstly looked like that he had nothing on, and he just passed round to Mikey Lewis, who decided to dance around Cade Cust to run in the corner for Hull KR's first try. But Abdul wasn't able to make the conversion, so it was 4 points to 6. Wigan were awarded a scrum, and the game slowed down due to a really bad cut to Thomas Luai. Eventually the scrum packed down in the Wigan half, and straight from the scrum, Cade Cust kicked the ball with Jai Fields chasing, and the ball bounced perfectly for Fields to outstrip the whole KR defence to score. He was unable to add the extras, but the try of the game came when Wigan were being put under pressure by Hull KR. Wigan are under some sustained Hull KR pressure, and Hull KR start to attack. The ball reaches Abdul, who puts a kick in towards the Wigan line, which Jai Fields grabbed and passed out to Bibby, who saw that Marshall was on his outside and left it to the absolute flyer to get up the other end of the field. Good work by Ryan Hall there to try and stop him, as he forced a wider kick than Wigan would have liked. And it was successful for Ryan Hall, as Wigan missed the kick for a 14 points to 4 scoreline. 4 points to 14, apologies. But back come Wigan. Their kicking game was on point infield. You can see the Breeze effect. They score again. They put a bomb up in the corner. Cade Cust once more, and Sam Wood drops another one, unfortunately, for Bibby to just pick up, beat Coote with a little bit of strength to put himself over the line. but the score ended 4 points to 18 for the half as Fields missed another kick. Wigan on top at half time, but they are a man light when it comes to subs as Ian Thornley went off early in the half after a bad ankle injury, which has been described as just a sprain at this point, but further tests coming as it's come, but he will not return for the rest of the game. So we're going to the second half of the Wigan game, and we had to wait until the 60th minute for the first points of the game. But it's Wigan who are the team that get the first points. Hull KR give away a penalty for forcing Field into touch after the tackle was shouted complete. And this moves Wigan deep into the Hull KR territory and inside their 20. Willie Isa is tackled right of their Hull KR sticks, and Wigan just throw the ball through the hands to the left hand side, which creates an overlap. And it reaches Liam Marshall's hands to score in the corner. Hardaker takes over the kicking and converts his the try to make the scores. 24 points to 4 to Wigan. Then we come to the 73rd minute when it was Hull KR on the attack and they have the ball deep in the Wigan's 10 metre line, and on the last they decide to go down the left short side with Coots, who puts in a grubber, and his gamble pays off as it comes off a Wigan defender and falls to Matt Parcells, who scores on the left edge, and his try is kicked by Jordan Abdul. And that's how the game finished, and a scoreline came in with Wigan winning 24 points to 10 in a hard-fought second half where Hull KR got better, and Wigan just took the foot off the gas and weren't troubled, apart from the try in the late in the second half by Hull KR. I do have to say that Jai Fields was fantastic in the entire game and deserves the man of the match award that Sky Sports awarded. I thought he was excellent running with the ball and his defensive work. Now on to Cass versus Salford, and here are the teams. We see Nyarvolds start off at fullback with Daryl Alforts, Mane Fanua, Jake Mamo and Beretta Ferramo on the back three-quarters line, with Truman and Richardson feeding them all the balls. Then in the forwards we have Griffin, McShane, Smith, Kenny Edwards, Liam Sutcliffe and Joel Westerman on his return to Castleford. On the bench we have Liam Watts, Sua Matagi, George Lawler and Jordan Turner. So 3 of these debutants in the backs as well as 3 in the forwards. And now the Salford side, as debutants are all over the pitch with Ryan Briley and followed by Ken Seo, Tim Lefay, Dion Cross also makes the team, with Joe Burgess finishing off the three-quarter line. Brody Croft and Mark Sneed on their debuts, well, one for a second debut in the halves, as well as Sitaleki Akwala, who will be joined by Andy Ackers and Greg Burke in the forwards. Shane Wright comes in on his debut, with James Greenwood in the second row, and Elijah Woods is captain in the side. Danny Addy, Sam Luckley, King Vuniyawa is on the bench with Matt Costello. So on to the second game of the evening, and we must start off with a good shout out to the Castleford fans as they packed the Menderhose Jungle. A big crowd for the opening day at the Jungle with over 10,000 tickets sold early. And with the rest of the day still to be accounted for, and it looked like there was a sellout as well. So we went into the game and it was Salford that got the first points on the board. Salford added a 2-point penalty through Mark Sneed to start off the scoring, and it was the first try that went to Castleford's George Griffin after some good work to power right of the sticks to put the hosts ahead 4 points to 2, which Danny Richardson added the extras towards a 6 points to 2 scoreline. On the 24th minute, Salford scored their first try of the season and of the game, as Castleford were put on the back foot after a fantastic run from Joe Burgess. The Salford team moved the ball down the right, and it was Ken Seo who dove over in the corner to make the scores 6 points to 6. But Sneed added the extras to extend the lead to 6 points to 8 for the away side. It was former Salford winger Daryl Alfords who scored the next try. After some quick hands by the Tigers down the left-hand side opens up a gap for Alfords to stroll through unopposed in the corner. Richardson this time missed the kick, but it seemed like the game was going back and forth. It was another new signing for Salford who scored the next points as the game kept seesawing back and forth to make it 12-10 as King Vuniyawa darts over the line from close range on the 36th minute to put Salford ahead once again. Sneed added the extras also to extend the lead to 14 points to 10, and it was another Salford boy that scored the next. Well, not Salford boy, but Salford player. As on the 38th minute, as they're going into half-time, Joe Burgess breaks down the left wing to set up new signing Dion Cross to go over for his first ever Super League try in his first ever Super League game. Sneed adds the extras, and that's how the first half finished, 20 points to 10 to the Salford Red Devils. We go into the second half, and it's another game with not a lot of scoring in the second half. But I must say that on the 50th minute, it was Castleford that got the first points of the half. Daryl Alfords went over yet again, this time after some great work for finding the space for Alfords, who had a defender to beat, stepped back inside and dove over the line. It was great work from all involved in the try, and Richardson added the extras to make it 16 points to 20. But the tries dried up after this, and it left Mark Sneed to kick 3 penalties, who is seen here kicking for goal in the first half for an unblemished record of 7 out of 7 to make the score 26 points to 16 at the final whistle to Salford. In a day which has been littered with bad kicking so far in Super League, Mark Sneed superb with the boot, and also helping out and passing the ball on for Dion Cross's opening try, setting up tries as well as marshalling his team around as well as kicking all the goals. He's my player of the match for Salford. There's no two ways about it. He's going to be a big influence on everything that Salford do this year. As long as he stays fit and Salford don't slump at all, it could be a different opinion being made by myself than the one that I predicted. Castleford, well, they need to go to the drawing board as they were done on the outside quite a lot of the game. If they're going to give Salford's outside backs of Burgess, Ross and Seo all that space and time, it's going to only go one way: a Salford win. Now, to end the episode, I want to talk about an incident that happened at St Helens during the Catalans game. Young Oliver Steele, here seen pictures, is a young gentleman from St Helens and plays for the Pilkington Rex under 8s. And there has been an incident that happened during the Saints game that really upset me, and should upset everyone of what happened to this young man. Oliver, who's 7, was attending a rugby league fan, coincidentally in Catalan's Dragons gear to support the French team, as they were league leaders, and they were gracious enough to let him see have a picture taken with the league leaders trophy, but was left in tears by abuse on Thursday night, according to a tweet his mother put out. First game of the new season should be a fun one for Oliver tonight, and it would have been had he not endured racist comments from a small number of St Helens fans, adults as well as children. All because he supports Catalan's Dragons and they wrongly assumed he was French. As a result of the comments, he's been left tearful and wondering if he even wants to wear a Dragons kit to games, as he's worried that it would happen again. Oliver is 7-year-old and everyone knows him who knows him knows rugby is his life. But now his confidence is shattered. As his mum, to see him so upset breaks my heart. He was just a little boy out to support a team. He didn't deserve the abuse from a minority of narrow-minded, ignorant fans. Even fans should be able to go to a match and to enjoy a game they love without fear of any kind of abuse. The incident has been reported to the club, and I will be formalising the complaint in the morning when they are due to contact me. I refuse to let this lie. Lastly, thank you to the stewards who were fantastic in giving Oliver reassurances once I alerted them to the issues. St Helens did respond to the post saying, "We are sorry to hear this. We do not condone abuse of any kind and will be investigating the matter. We would like to invite you and your mum to join us in our players lounge when you're next at a Saints game to show you we're all a rugby family. We also appreciate you're not a Saints fan, Oliver, but please also DM your address and we'll post you some Saints goodies to you too. Rest assured, a small minority of fans do not represent the views of our club." I have just been composing myself since I read that last bit from St Helens, as the whole situation has me angry. What I want you all to do, who's watching this, go send your support to young Oliver on the Twitter handle that you see on the screen. It's run by his mum, so please keep it civil and give the lad the support that he deserves. Let's get him back the faith that he had in rugby league. Give him a support, give him a tweet, give him a response, give him a follow, doesn't matter. Rugby league family. So that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and also share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any updates or any videos that may be coming your way. I'm not going to be ending this episode in my usual jovial way, as the young gentleman at Catalans did not deserve to be abused. Oliver Steele is part of the rugby league family. We need to support him and keep nurturing him. To support whoever he wants to support and enjoying the game. Not kidding now. He is part of the lifeblood and the live stream and the heartbeat of rugby league's future. If we're scaring off these young fans already, they'll go play soccer, they'll go support soccer. And that means that the flat cappers will still not be able to expand past their own borders. This gentleman is supporting a team past his own border. What does that mean? He'll be going to all their away games. Well, as many that his mother can take him to. But he can support whoever he wants. I support him. Go on social media, tell him that you support him too. In the meantime, please, stay safe, all the best, and I'll see you in the next episode.